Hello there, this is Jenny D and I'm going to take you through my bullet journals today. I've been bullet journaling for about 5 months and I've learned a lot through the process, so I thought maybe sharing them with you might help you to make a bullet journal that works for you. So far my bullet journal is working really well for me. So I started with an exercise book that my children had discarded. They'd taken it to school and used up the bits that they wanted, finished the year and said, okay Mum, I don't want this anymore. It's just a lined exercise book. Let me show you the pages. Like that, just lines. But I just grabbed it to give bullet journaling a go. So I went onto the internet and I watched some videos. This title page came later. So in the videos they showed you how to set up a bullet journal, and I just followed those for pretty much the first month, I guess. And I started with an index page, but I found I didn't need the second index page. This was originally left for an index page, but I no longer use them. So I was planning for my next bullet journal. I made a future log, which I very rarely use. It just doesn't seem to be something that at this stage, it's not something that I find easy to use. But I've got it all set up. This title page for the month came later. Originally that was just left blank. This was my monthly overview, and again I just set it up how they showed me in the video. So I've got one column for personal, one for work, and my days and dates down the side. My task list is over here. So when I started doing my dailies, and I started, I started on the 1st of April, and I just started writing down tasks and, with a dot point, and when I had finished that I crossed it off. But I just found that I wanted the things that I'd done to stand out a little bit more, so that I could really easily see the things that I hadn't done, so that I could easily migrate them to the next day. So that's why I've used a highlighter to go over the tasks that I have done. And just to pretty them up a bit, I was using washi tape, and originally I was using these little gems as well, but I had to stop using them because they were really hard to write over on the next page, so I stopped using those. So for April, it's just a little bit of washi tape, some highlighters, and some gems. At the end of the month, I saw other people doing thank you for the end of the month, so I gave it a go, but I do something very different now. These were my moods trackers. I started with, these are my trackers. I started with a mood tracker, and these pictures here are actually pictures that you can download for free, print out and colour yourself, and put them into your bullet journal to jazz your bullet journal up. You can find them at Colour Your Life, which is my Facebook group. So I have a mood tracker and a sugar tracker. And to start off with, I was writing why I was feeling the way that I was on the day, and putting a little arrow up to the day that I'd coloured in that colour. But a little later on I did something different, so I'll show you that in a minute. The owl and the mermaid are also available on Colour Your Life. So this was my weight tracker and my exercise tracker. At this stage I liked using stickers. My medications tracker, my Instagram tracker. With this one I used some watercolour paper and then just stuck it straight into my bullet journal. My gratitude tracker, which I still love and still do, keeps me positive. Quotes tracker, or I guess quotes page, where I write down quotes that I feel are important to me. They resonate with me, and I'll use them later on. I found if I didn't write them down, I was forgetting them. Projects page. Now these are long-term projects, not something that you can get done in a week or even a month. Ongoing projects, so they're ones that you never finish really. So things like my marriage and health and weight management. Now these pictures here, the butterflies and the hearts, are also available at Colour Your Life for you to download for free and to colour in and put into your bullet journal. I've got a complaining tracker. So at the time I was doing a positivity course and finding that if you complain, you're less positive or you feel less positive. Monthlies tracker. Tidy Up Craft tracker, which I did really well within the month, but then the minute I stopped using the tracker, I stopped the habit. So I'm going to have to go back to that one. Ideas page, where I just jot down, I tried to draw a little picture of the things that I was finding interesting on Pinterest, things that other people had done, or Instagram. I no longer do this, as I just save Pinterest pictures or Instagram pictures. And a little quote, again, on watercolor paper. Now, May was the first month that I planned ahead of time. Got my monthly overview and my task list. My dailies, which haven't changed that much really. Just decorating around the space a bit. My mood tracker, which was an autumn leaf theme because we have autumn in May in Australia. Long-term weight tracker, medicine tracker for May. Just colouring in the spaces to track which ones I've already taken that day. Beauty routine. Now this one is a yearly tracker, so I am still using this bullet journal, still tracking ways that I look after myself. Sugar tracker and sleep tracker. Now the sleep tracker I tried for the month of May and I found that I was getting plenty of sleep, so I didn't feel the need to do that again. Gratitude tracker for May. Exercise tracker, still with the idea of sticking stickers in. And I moved to a graph system for the weight. Unfortunately, menopause has started, and when I wanted to be down here, I was up here. More quotes. And the last ideas page that I tried. Now, I knew from this stage that there was no way I was going to get the rest of the year in this bullet journal, and I really decided that I liked the dot journal better than lined pages, so I migrated into a new journal. And so this notebook I still use. I just use for things like practicing lettering and just jotting down some notes and important things for myself. So that was the first 2 months. And then I went on the internet and found some other places where I could order dot journals, and this is a Nuna journal, but I didn't like the cover, so I recovered it. Again, I started with the index page, and there's more room for more index pages. Now, in one of my first videos, I mentioned why do you journal, or why do you bullet journal mission statement. So this is my mission statement, and I've discovered that through my own practice over the 5 months and through looking at other people's journals and channels and those sorts of things, the people that stick with what's right for them are the ones that stick to bullet journaling. So if you're the sort of person that wants a pretty journal and you try to draw lots of pictures but you really don't enjoy drawing the pictures, then you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're the sort of person that likes to be creative and you're trying a minimal journal, you're again setting yourself up for failure because you need to really enjoy using your journal. So I'm the sort of person that likes to draw lots of pictures, so I'm enjoying setting up my journal and then using my journal. So you need to find your own style. Okay, this was just some trackers for my quilting business. This is my new carpet tracker. So I haven't started this one yet, starting it next month. For every $100 I save, I colour in a part of the stained glass window. This will be my house loan when I draw the picture. Tracking petrol for my car, seeing how many days I get out of a tank of petrol. My personal savings tracker, colouring in a bit of the wing every time I save $50. Housekeeping, which I don't use anymore because it was tracking who was doing what, and now my daughter's taken over the tasks because everybody else is working and she's getting a bit of extra pocket money. Just some extra things around the house. I decided to do a goals page in the middle of the year because my goals had changed so much from the beginning of the year. Now that I have a new job, and so it's freed us up a bit financially, but I have less time. So now when I want to do my monthly tasks, I can look back at my goals and see what needs to be done. This is some outdoor trackers. And now we're getting into the monthlies, and this is June, and I did a galaxy theme. Monthly hasn't, the overview hasn't changed, neither has the task page really, it's just a list. But I started from this month putting my dailies into weeks. I just find it a bit easier to track what I'm doing and plan what I'm doing. So in June there was only 1 week to begin with, so there's only 3 days, so 3 days in the 1 week, so that page, that spread has only got 3 days. June weeklies. I discovered that I like to write, so I've started leaving myself room to write on the end of my weeklies and monthlies. This was the last month that I used the highlighter to strike off things that I'd done, because I found I really liked this page before I put the highlighter on it, and I felt like the highlighter wrecked it. So I changed that a little, I'll show you a little later on. June moods. Now I'm no longer pointing to the days with just little arrows and writing comments. I have a whole page for writing comments, and I can just look and see, okay, 22, I had an amazing day, so I look at 22, yep, it's really happy. Now if I look at 17, I was really tired, and if I look there it just says so tired, slept all afternoon. So it just explains why I was feeling that way, which is really important for people who have mental health issues. You can see if there is a reason for your feeling down or stressed or tired. If there isn't, perhaps you need to adjust your medication, or perhaps you need to try some other techniques to improve your mood. This is the first month that I started putting my trackers in a graph and using more than one thing to track per page. So this has got sugar and medicines on it. Still a graph for weight, but again, menopause hasn't been good to me. Gratitude pages, still loving those, keeping me positive. Exercise tracker, I'm still using stickers. July was the first month that I started using or being inspired by a famous artist to do my title pages. So this was Monet and his water lilies in his garden. So this whole theme was garden. So we've got an outdoor garden lamp, vines and flowers. I knew I wasn't going to have much room or much time to do much this month, so my task list is very small. I experimented with a black and white page, lots of detail on it still, so it's certainly not minimal, but it really pointed out to me that I really do like colour. I enjoyed using this page, but not as much as those ones that have got colour in them. And this is where I started striking off, not in a highlighter anymore, but in a colour that is appropriate for the spread. My garden spread. Fuchsias, I love fuchsias. I loved using this page, and I learned that if I'm doing something really elaborate, I'm better off doing it for a monthly layout, say a monthly task list or a monthly tracker, because I only got to use this for a week and then it was gone. I stole this layout from Bujo. I loved her so much I wanted to do one too, but I'm giving her credit for that. This is the end of July, and I've written, a review of what happened in July. My mood tracker, experimenting with stencils and acrylics. Moods in words. This was an experiment or a challenge rather, to do one word a day. It was an interesting challenge, but I don't think I'll do it again. More gratitude. And more trackers. So I dropped the sugar tracker and I found that was a mistake, so I will be putting that in next month. I'll have put that in next month. My weight's starting to get under control now, which is good. I've got 200 followers in Instagram. I was pretty happy about that. Just more like notes, brain dump stuff. In August, I knew I wouldn't have much time to spend working on my bullet journal because I was working, so I plan in July for August, and I knew I'd be doing a lot of work in July, so I went for a glitter, glimmer, shine theme so that I could use these glittery washi tapes. And this title page was inspired by Klimt. Overview and task list, again, same layout. Not much time to spend on my weeklies, and so I've used done 2 weeks in the one spread. A little bit of room for some notes down the bottom there. Acrylics, I'm not happy with this page, but I only have to deal with it for 2 weeks. I like this page. I've only got 1 week to use it, but then I can write a nice August review. Still shiny. My mood. So this is the month that I'm currently tracking in and planning in. So there's my mood tracker, which will be all glittery and sparkly. My mood in words page. Gratitude, I don't really like this one. I don't feel like I put any effort in it, but I am still using it just because I like to track my, like to be grateful. Really don't like this page. It's my trackers for August. It's got more in it, so I didn't have a lot of room for decoration, and I spent virtually no time doing this border of glittery washi tape, and it just doesn't appeal to me. So it just makes me see that I really prefer drawing and using my own designs rather than just sticking things in. And some more space for writing, brain dumping. This was a challenge for Journal This Your Way, which I really love doing. I'll be doing that again next month. And so now I'm planning September. September's artist is Muka. And I decided not to have a theme for this month. I just decided I'm just going to do whatever I like. So there's my monthly overview and my tasks list for September using my own drawings, and that's as far as I've gotten. So I hope you've enjoyed this flip through. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you would like to see more videos. I do plan to do more videos, particularly talking about how to make your bullet journal work for you, and also some how-to videos, so certainly subscribe. Have a look down the bottom for my links to my Instagram and my Facebook group, so you can get some freebies from my Facebook group, and also I post each page that I do them in my Instagram account. So that would be fantastic if you could subscribe and follow me, and I really hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.